I wanted to make you guys another video for the binomial theorem, a couple extra examples to use. Again, here's Pascal's triangle. One thing that I want you guys to remember, that this is row n. Not row n, I'm sorry. That starts off at row 0. This is row 1. Row 2, etc. Now your steps. Remember, you guys always want to identify the coefficients for row n given your binomial squared. So whatever your degree is, that's the row that you want to come and look at the coefficients. Second thing is you want to identify the term that's going to be used first, and that's always going to be in the A spot. Remember, these exponents will start at n and then they'll decrease by 1 each time. Then you want to identify the second term in the binomial, which will be in the B spot. Remember that the exponents for this will start off at 0, but they'll increase by 1. And then last, you want to simplify. So, taking a look, they're giving me a 2x minus 3 to the 4th. So because it's a row 4, that tells me that I've got to use row 4, which is the 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. I've already identified that my first term is the 2x and that the second term is the negative 3. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my coefficients. So I'm going to say I need a 4, a 1, a 4, a 6, a 4, and then we're going to need a 1. I want to identify my first term, so that's the 2x's. So I'm going to go ahead and write all of those. Now, remember that these exponents start off at the n, so it starts off at 4 and then they decrease. And then I want to identify the second term, which is the negative 3. Remember, these start off at 0 and then increase. Okay, and these are all positive, so I'll put my additions there to separate them. Okay, from here on out, you're going to simplify. So here I'm going to have a 1, a 2x to the 4th, 2 to the 4th, so 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. Remember, anything to the 0 power is going to be 1. Then we have our plus 4. We're going to take the 2x and cube it. So 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So we have an 8x cubed. Negative 3 to the first is just going to simplify to negative 3. We have our 6. A 2x squared is going to give us a 4x squared. And a negative 3 squared equals 9. Moving on to the next term, we have a 4. A 2x to the first is just 2x. A negative 3 cubed means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which is negative 27. We're going to add the 1. 2x to the 0, anything to the 0 is 1. And a negative 3 to the 4th. So negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is 81. Okay, and then again, we're just going to simplify even further. So multiply 1 times 16 times 1. So that gives us 16x to the 4th. Here, I'm going to take 4 times 8, which is 32. And then I'm going to take the 32 times the negative 3. So that's going to give me negative 96 x cubed. Next, I'm going to take the 6 times the 4 times the 9. So I'm going to say 36 times 6, so that's going to give me 216 x squared. Moving on to our next term. So I've got 2 times negative 27, so that's negative 54, and then negative 54 times the 4 should actually be a negative 216x. 1 times 1 times 81, 81. Okay, so then let's take a look at the next example. We've got a 3x plus y squared, and all of that is to the third power. So because we're in row 3, our coefficients are going to be 1, 3, 3, and a 1. I'm going to have a 1, a 3, another 3, and then a 1. My first term is the 3x. My second term is the y squared. So my first term, I've got 3 x's. Remember, these exponents start off at the degree, so it's 3, and then they decrease. Your second term, so the y squared. Remember that these start off at 0, and then they increase. Okay. So I've got my 1. 3x cubed, 3 cubes 27, so I have a 27x cubed. Anything to the 0 power is always 1. I've got my plus 3 times 3x squared gives me 9x squared. A y squared to the first is still just a y squared. I've got my plus 3. I have a 3x to the first, which is still a 3x. I have a y squared squared. Power to a power you multiply, so that's going to be a y to the fourth. I've got my plus 1. Again, anything to the 0 power is 1. A y squared cubed, so power to a power we multiply, so that gives us a y to the 6th. And then simplify everything. 1 times 27 times 1 is 27x cubed. 3 times 9 gives us 27x squared y squared. 3 times 3 is going to give us 9, and then we have the xy to the 4th. 1 times a y to the 6th is just 1y to the 6th.